DAngelo Russell was traded to the Brooklyn Nets in one of the more surprising trades of the NBA offseason. The Los Angeles Lakers shocked the NBA when they decided to move on from their number 2 draft pick, DAngelo Russell, after just 2 years in LA. The decision to do so largely hinged on the drafting of Lonzo Ball second in the draft. Lonzo Ball is a phenomenal prospect at the point guard spot, but there was no real need to trade D'Lo. He's a 6'5" guard who could easily play the 2 spot. And on top of this, Lonzo Ball is also a tall point guard, and they could have easily played together, and I was incredibly excited at the prospect of seeing it. However, the Lakers decided to use Russell to dump the large contract of Timofey Mozgov and got the pick that resulted in Kyle Kuzma as well as Brook Lopez. The trade is definitely not terrible, and nailing the Kuzma pick has helped save the trade from the Lakers' perspective. But I can't help but feel that Russell is one of the most talented offensive guards in the league and that the Lakers gave up on him too early. This video will detail how Russell will fit into the Brooklyn Nets and how the opportunity and pass-orientated offense of Kenny Atkinson might lead to him exploding and reaching his full potential this season. And if you do enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe down below. DAngelo Russell is an incredibly talented guard, and I don't think there is anyone in the NBA that would deny that. He was drafted second overall for a reason and showed off his shooting, natural scoring ability, and his natural talent for passing in his first 2 seasons in LA. In DAngelo's second season, in just 28.7 minutes per game, he averaged 15.6 points and 4.8 assists, whilst nailing 2 threes a game. While these numbers won't blow anyone away, they are very good for a second-year point guard who isn't playing consistent minutes. And in games where Russell played over 30 minutes, he averaged 18.1 points and much better shooting splits, indicating that consistent minutes and a bigger role go hand in hand with DAngelo's success. And now that talent is in a place where it can potentially grow without hindrance this season. Let's face it, there are hardly any expectations for Brooklyn this year, and many predict them to be one of the bottom 5 teams in the league. But to be honest, that roster is a lot better than it was last season, and has a lot more depth and NBA caliber talent, with Jeremy Lin, Alan Crabb, Damari Carroll, Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, Travis Booker, Timofey Mozgov, Quincy Acey, and Tyler Zeller all being solid players. But note the stress on solid. None of these guys are world beaters, but they all have unique talents and skill sets and actually fill out quite a solid roster at all positions. Plus they have some other young players in Sean Kilpatrick, Caris LeVert, and Jarrett Allen who have the potential to be solid to good players in the future. This is the perfect situation for DAngelo Russell to develop. There is no pressure on him to win 40 plus games, or the normal pressure that surrounds the Los Angeles Lakers to succeed. Brooklyn fans are simply ecstatic that Sean Marks has managed to acquire so much talent considering the situation the Nets were in just a few years ago after the trade with Boston. And it isn't just the increased talent that makes this a great situation for D'Lo. There are 2 main reasons. Firstly, that the talent fits around DAngelo well, and he has a fantastic up-and-coming coach in Kenny Atkinson. Before being hired by the Nets in 2016, Kenny Atkinson served as an assistant coach under Mike Budenholzer for 3 seasons. Mike was the man responsible for coaching an Atlanta Hawks roster that was good, but not great, to a phenomenal 60 wins and the franchise's best regular season. His offense focused heavily on ball and player movement, with the idea being that if both players and the ball moved at a fast pace and threw off-ball screens, it would lead to defensive breakdowns and easy scoring opportunities. Kenny has brought this offense to Brooklyn, and you could see it last season as he had all of his big men shooting threes and utilizing maximum floor spacing. Now the Brooklyn roster had far less talent, but when Jeremy Lin and Brook Lopez played together, they were a lot better than most pundits expected. But injuries tore them down, and they only won 20 games and were the worst team in the NBA last season. But despite their terrible record, they attempted to play a good brand of basketball. And through the turnovers and lack of talent, you could actually see Kenny Atkinson's vision. A selfless team that passed first, prioritized looks at the rim and from 3, and pushed the pace in transition when they could. Plus, Atkinson's system and coaching style seems to be very geared towards point guards. Despite injuries preventing him from getting a season rhythm, Jeremy Lin averaged 21.3 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 7.5 assists per 36 minutes last season, the best of his career. If anyone can help Russell fix some of his flaws on the court and channel his immense talent, it is Kenny Atkinson. But now, onto the roster, and how it fits around Russell. Let's start with his backcourt teammate, Jeremy Lin. Jeremy has been in the NBA for 7 years now, and has seen every kind of playing situation imaginable. From not playing at all in his rookie season in Golden State, to being an international star in New York, to a playoff team in Houston, a terribly coached Los Angeles Lakers under Byron Scott, playing with another good point guard in Charlotte with Kemba Walker, and now, finally in Brooklyn with DAngelo Russell and Kenny Atkinson. These experiences have resulted in Lin being able to fit onto almost any roster, and he shined next to Kemba Walker in Charlotte as he played off-ball, shot threes, attacked openings in the defense that Kemba had created, and handled the ball when Kemba sat on the bench. This is the role I expect Lin to be in, an almost identical role to Russell. They'll both be asked to bring the ball up, make plays and set their teammates up, and when off the ball they'll be expected to shoot threes or initiate the secondary offense if the first play breaks down. Lin is also a fantastic teammate and should be a phenomenal mentor for Russell, who has seemingly struggled with adjusting to the NBA and some of the nuances in the way it works. And then there is Damari Carroll and Allen Crabbe, who the Nets managed to acquire this offseason while picking up some draft picks in the process. This is amazing management by Sean Marks and his team, as the Nets don't have that pick this year and have no incentive to be bad, but had no way of using that cap space to acquire top level talent. So they got two decent players while also getting draft picks for the future. Both Carroll and Crabbe can shoot the three and defend decently. Neither of them are amazing at either, but they are both solid at both, and will combine to space the floor well in Atkinson's system. The same goes for Trevor Booker and Quincy Acey, who are solid on defense and at rebounding and have learned to shoot threes. All of these players will fit specific roles in Kenny Atkinson's offense, and the sum of the parts will be much greater than the talent with DAngelo Russell and Jeremy Lin driving the helm. And then the last starter is Timofey Mozgov, the gigantic man in the middle who won a ring with the Cavaliers in 2016 before being grossly overpaid by the Lakers. This overpayment doesn't make Mozgov a bad player, and I think he will actually contribute quite nicely on this Nets team. He will set strong screens for both Lin and Russell, grab a lot of defensive rebounds and easy putbacks, and Kenny Atkinson even has him shooting threes in the preseason. If he can expand his range to the three at even a decent clip, it will be a huge win for the Nets. Now, this isn't a team that is going to make the playoffs, but it is a lot better than last year's team, and nearly everyone that steps on the floor this year, aside from Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, should be able to take and make open threes. This will open up the floor and create so much space for Russell to operate in, and Russell will be the barometer of this team. If he performs at a similar level to how he played in LA, then they'll still be one of the worst teams in the NBA. But if he steps up, they could be a lot better and win between 30 and even 40 games. And just watching preseason, you can see an increased level of awareness in DAngelo's play. The game seems to have slowed down for him. He's getting out in transition and filling the correct lanes well when he doesn't have the ball. And he knows when to look for his own shot or to pass in transition when he does have the ball. And then when he gets the ball in the half-court set, he's been making good decisions, and he's using his crafty dribble to draw double teams, collapse the defense, get his own shot, and set up his teammates. When he does pass the ball off, he doesn't just stand there anymore like he used to in LA. He's immediately moving into the correct position on the three-point line in case the ball rotates to him again. And that's the beauty of Kenny Atkinson's offense. It makes players want to move to get into position, because they know if they get open, they will get the ball. I expect Russell to get a lot more open threes, have space to drive to the rim, and the three-point shooters and roll men to pass to that he needs to succeed. I hope that Russell comes out and proves the Lakers wrong, and helps make this Brooklyn Nets team far more fun to watch, and proves that he is worthy of the number 2 pick and can be a star in the NBA. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for more NBA content in the future. And let me know what you think of Russell in the comments below. Do you think he will boom or bust in Brooklyn?